In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on November 18, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Arizona Cardinals versus Houston Texans. In Week 11 of the NFL season, the Arizona Cardinals are set to face off against the Houston Texans in what promises to be an intriguing matchup hosted at the NRG Stadium on Sunday. The Texans, boasting a 5-4 record, are fervently pursuing divisional supremacy in the American Football Conference South, inching closer to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Eager to extend their winning streak to 3 games, the Texans find themselves in a position of strength as they navigate through the challenges of the season. On the flip side, the Cardinals find themselves at the bottom of the National Football Conference West with a 2-8 record, despite a recent victory. While they managed to break their losing streak with a 25-23 triumph over the Atlanta Falcons, their overall season performance leaves much to be desired, with only 1 win in their last 5 games. The Arizona Cardinals, led by Kyler Murray, secured a hard-fought win against the Falcons, showcasing a glimmer of hope in an otherwise challenging season. Murray's passing game, marked by 249 yards and an interception on 59.4% passing, is complemented by the contributions of key players such as James Conner in the rushing department and standout receivers Marquise Brown, Michael Wilson, and Trey McBride. Defensively, Kaiser White and Dennis Gardeck have played pivotal roles with impressive tackle counts and sack contributions. In contrast, the Houston Texans are riding the momentum of a 30-27 victory over the Cincinnati Bengals, bringing their season record to 5-4. Quarterback C.J. Stroud has been a revelation, amassing 2,626 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions with a completion rate of 61.6%. The running game, spearheaded by Devin Singletary and Damon Pierce, has added depth to the offensive arsenal. Receivers Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Noah Brown, and Dalton Schultz have contributed significantly to the team's success in the passing game. Defensively, the Texans have found strength in players like Blake Cashman, Henry Toto, Jonathan Greenard, and Sheldon Rankins. Analyzing the upcoming clash, the Cardinals face the daunting challenge of overcoming their road struggles, having suffered defeats in all 5 away games this season, with the last 4 losses by double digits. The Texans, in contrast, have demonstrated a significant improvement, particularly on their home turf, boasting a 3-1 record in Houston compared to a 2-3 record away. The Cardinals' reliance on the running game plays into the hands of the Texans, whose formidable rush defense ranks 8th in the NFL, allowing only 93 rushing yards per game. Despite the Cardinals' recent win, the Texans, led by the impressive rookie C.J. Stroud, appears to be the more balanced and formidable team. Stroud's remarkable performance, amassing 825 passing yards in his last 2 games against formidable opponents, has solidified the Texans' offensive prowess. Furthermore, the Texans have excelled at home, winning by an average margin of 11 points in their last 3 home games, while the Cardinals have struggled defensively throughout the season. Taking all factors into account, the prediction leans heavily in favor of the Houston Texans, who, regardless of Arizona's starting quarterback, have consistently outperformed and are on a remarkable trajectory this season. Despite Kyler Murray's return for the Cardinals, the challenge posed by the Texans, especially on their home turf, is expected to bring the Cardinals back to their previous struggles. The Texans' superior form, particularly at home, positions them as the more likely victors in this matchup. Despite the uncertainty surrounding Kyler Murray's performance in his 2nd week back, the confidence in Houston's ability to secure a win remains high, so the Houston Texans to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Cardinals, buoyed by Murray's return, are anticipated to contribute significantly to the offensive effort, especially considering their recent ability to score at least 24 points in 2 of their last 3 games. The Texans' offensive prowess, as evidenced by their recent scoring feats, further supports the prediction of a high-scoring affair. Thus, the over on the projected total emerges as the full game total pick, with the potential for both teams to showcase their offensive capabilities in what promises to be an exciting matchup. Expectations are set for a high-scoring encounter. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Las Vegas Raiders versus Miami Dolphins. In a highly anticipated matchup, the Las Vegas Raiders are set to face the Miami Dolphins at the vibrant Hard Rock Stadium on Sunday in a clash that promises football enthusiasts an exciting display of skill and strategy. The Raiders, currently boasting a 5-5 record for the season, showcased their resilience in a recent hard-fought victory against the New York Jets with a final score of 16-12. Although trailing 9-6 at halftime, Las Vegas orchestrated an impressive second-half comeback, outscoring their opponents 10-3 and ultimately securing the win. The Raiders' offensive prowess has been led by Aiden O'Connell, who has amassed 675 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions this season. Meanwhile, the dynamic duo of Josh Jacobs and Davante Adams has been instrumental in the ground and passing games, contributing significantly to the team's offensive statistics of 17 points per game, 192.1 passing yards per game, and 83.3 rushing yards per game. On the defensive front, the Raiders are allowing an average of 20.5 points per game. On the other side of the gridiron, the Miami Dolphins, currently standing at 6-3 for the season, are coming off a close encounter with the Kansas City Chiefs, resulting in a 21-14 loss. Despite trailing 21-0 at halftime, the Dolphins displayed determination by scoring twice in the second half. Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa has been a key playmaker, accumulating 2,609 passing yards, 19 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Running back Raheem Mostert and wide receiver Tyreek Hill have also been pivotal contributors to the Dolphins' offensive firepower, averaging 32 points per game, 287.4 passing yards per game, and 147.9 rushing yards per game. The Dolphins' defense has allowed an average of 25 points per game this season. As the Raiders enter the game with a 2-game winning streak, they face the challenge of overcoming their road struggles, holding a 1-4 record away from home. In contrast, the Dolphins have proven formidable on their home turf with a perfect 4-0 record. The Dolphins, winners of 3 of their last 5 games and boasting 4 consecutive home victories, have excelled offensively, leading the league in passing and ranking second in rushing. The matchup analysis indicates a potential advantage for the Dolphins, given the Raiders' vulnerability in run defense, conceding over 160 rushing yards per game on the road. With the Dolphins' proficiency in both ground and air attacks, they are poised to exploit these weaknesses. The Raiders, while on a 2-game winning streak, have struggled on the road, averaging less than 15 points per game. Their run game is one of the weakest in the league, and their passing game only marginally better. In summary, the Dolphins have demonstrated dominance as heavy favorites, consistently securing victories. However, their performance against stronger opponents has been less consistent. The Raiders, still acclimating to their new coach, face a significant challenge against the offensive powerhouse that is the Dolphins. Despite the Raiders' recent wins against the Giants and Jets, this game represents a substantial step up in competition, especially in the formidable environment of Miami. So the Miami Dolphins to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Shifting the focus to the offensive dynamics, the Raiders have displayed improvement, particularly with the resurgence of Josh Jacobs. Aiden O'Connell has reliable targets in Adams and Mayers, offering stability in moving the chains and sustaining drives. Additionally, the explosive potential of Miami's pass-catching game adds a layer of unpredictability to the matchup, capable of producing breakaway touchdowns. The Dolphins' ground attack, facing one of the weakest run defenses in the league, is poised for success. Considering the scoring averages of both teams, the Raiders, averaging 17 points per game and 14 points per game on the road, are expected to meet their average against the Dolphins, who concede an average of 18.5 points per game at home. Conversely, the Dolphins, averaging 32 points per game and an impressive 43.5 points per game at home, are anticipated to maintain their offensive momentum. Previous encounters between the Dolphins and Raiders have consistently surpassed the total points, with the teams playing over the total in their last 8 meetings. With the Raiders conceding an average of 27 points per game on the road, the Dolphins are well positioned to capitalize on offensive opportunities, contributing to a high-scoring affair. Expect a thrilling matchup with both teams showcasing their offensive capabilities, ultimately leading to a high-scoring contest. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Los Angeles Chargers versus Green Bay Packers. In a thrilling interconference showdown set against the frosty backdrop of Lambeau Field, two teams vying for enhanced playoff positions are poised to clash in the 11th week of the NFL season. The Los Angeles Chargers, determined to rebound from a narrow 41-38 defeat at the hands of the Lions, venture on the road to face the Green Bay Packers this Sunday afternoon. Despite their resilience, the Chargers failed to cover the line as a 2.5-point underdog in their previous outing. On the other side, the Packers experienced a 23-19 setback on the road against Pittsburgh, failing to cover the line as a 3.5-point underdog. The historical regular season series between the teams tips in favor of the Packers with a 10-2 advantage, yet it was the Chargers who emerged victorious with a 26-11 win at home in their most recent meeting on November 3, 2019. Presently standing at a 4-5 record for the season, the Los Angeles Chargers find themselves seeking redemption following their narrow 41-38 loss to the Detroit Lions. Despite trailing 24-17 at halftime, the Chargers showcased resilience by tying the game on multiple occasions. However, they ultimately succumbed to a game-winning field goal as time expired. Outgained by a total of 533-421, the Chargers also committed a turnover in the contest. Notably, their previous two victories came against the Jets and Bears. The Chargers' offensive prowess is highlighted by an average of 27 points per game, with 249.1 passing yards and 100.8 rushing yards per game. Quarterback Justin Herbert has contributed 2,349 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions this season, while running back Austin Eckler and receiver Keenan Allen have added significant contributions. Defensively, the Chargers are allowing an average of 24 points per game. On the Green Bay Packers side, their current 3-6 record reflects a recent 23-19 loss to Pittsburgh. Despite holding a 19-17 lead in the third quarter, the Packers couldn't generate additional points, ultimately falling short. Outgaining Pittsburgh 399-324, the Packers did, however, commit 2 turnovers in the game. Their lone victory in the last 6 games came against the Rams with a score of 20-3. The Packers' offensive statistics include an average of 20 points per game, 208.9 passing yards, and 102.1 rushing yards. Quarterback Jordan Love has thrown for 2,009 yards, 14 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions, while running back A.J. Dillon and receiver Jaden Reed have been key contributors. The Packers' defense is allowing an average of 20 points per game. While the overall anticipation for this matchup may not be sky-high, it promises to be a competitive showdown. Green Bay, despite a feisty road loss to the Steelers, demonstrated offensive prowess with 399 total yards and a 50% conversion rate on third downs. However, their struggle to exceed 20 points in 7 consecutive games places added pressure on the defense to step up. Conversely, the Chargers showcased offensive firepower with 421 yards in a shootout against the Lions, scoring 27 or more points in 3 straight games. The Packers' defense is expected to play a pivotal role, leading to the prediction that they will cover the spread as underdogs, making the Green Bay Packers the full-game side pick. Examining the total picture, the Los Angeles Chargers have trended towards the under in 6 of their 9 games this season, recording 6 straight unders after starting the season with 2 overs. In contrast, Green Bay has stayed under the number in 5 of their 9 games. Analyzing their performance at Lambeau Field, 3 out of 4 games have stayed under the number. Given the Chargers' average of 27 points per game and 24 points per game on the road, coupled with Green Bay's tendency to limit opponents to 19.5 points per game at home, it is predicted that the Chargers will fall below their average in this matchup. Similarly, the Packers' average of 20 points per game and 17 points per game at home, combined with the Chargers' defensive performance on the road, suggests that the Packers won't score enough to push the score past the total, setting the stage for what is expected to be a closely contested and potentially low-scoring encounter. Under the projected total is our full-game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.